Yo, what's up and welcome back. My name is Franco and I have some big news for you. This is a cooking channel now. No, it's not really a cooking channel, but my idea for today's video has brought me to the kitchen, so here I am. I apologize for the lack of kitchen RGB. Now, depending on where you live, it's starting to get hot. Summer's upon us and the temperature is rising. I had a weird idea and that idea has brought me to the kitchen. I've never really talked about it on the channel, but I love to cook, except usually it's barbecue or some other sort of meat. But today I'm gonna try my hand at making popsicles. I've made these once before, so I'm pretty much a professional. The reason why these popsicles are gonna be a little bit different and why they are appropriate for this channel is because instead of using fruit juice, I'm actually gonna use G Fuel and Sneak gaming energy powders. So if all goes according to plan, they are going to be cool, refreshing, gaming energy popsicles with caffeine that make you feel like you're better at gaming than you actually are. These are gonna be simple to make with only 3 ingredients, but you are gonna need a few things. You're gonna need some sort of energy drink powder, yogurt, fruit preserves, a blender, and some popsicle molds. I ordered these on Amazon and they were like 20 bucks and they make a bunch of different kinds. I'll link the one that I bought in the description down below. For the yogurt, I bought a few different flavors that kind of match the flavor of the drink that I plan on combining them with. I did the same thing with the fruit preserves. Now I'll tell you right now, this is not going to be super exact because I'm bad at math. That sounded like a lot of work, and I really don't think that it matters that much. We're kind of figuring this out as we go, so the ingredient amounts is not going to be, it's not gonna be very specific. But I think you're gonna be all right. It's just a popsicle. I tried a few different versions of this recipe, if you wanna call it that, and I found one that was clearly better than the other, so that's the one I'm gonna show you today. All right, let's make some popsicles. First thing you're gonna do is make your drink mix. We're gonna make this drink mix according to the instructions on the label, and it's gonna be kind of like our juice base, except it's gonna be G Fuel Pewdiepie flavor. I'm also gonna show you the different combinations of ingredients that I use to make the other flavored recipes. And then I think we'll probably finish it out with a taste test, and I'll let you know which one was my favorite. G Fuel says to mix 1 scoop with 12 to 16 ounces of water. I'm gonna do 12 ounces of water, but I will say that if you want your drink to be more flavorful or maybe less intense, use less or more water and powder as you see fit. We don't really have to worry about chalkiness because it's a popsicle, so don't be afraid to use a little more powder than you normally would if you were making the drink. Watch, I'm gonna make this in a blender and I'm gonna blend the hell out of it, but I'm still gonna get someone commenting that I didn't shake it enough. So once you mix that together, we're gonna add yogurt to it. For this particular flavor, I think that vanilla yogurt is gonna work best. If you didn't already know, G Fuel's Pewdiepie flavor is actually Lingonberry, which is a tart fruit that's served in Nordic countries such as Sweden alongside other dishes. I know this because I looked it up on Wikipedia. If I'm being honest, Lingonberry is that berry stuff that they serve next to meatballs at IKEA. Either way, I didn't want to use other flavored yogurts because I don't want to overpower the Lingonberry flavor. I want the star of the show to be Lingonberry. So I'm just going to use vanilla yogurt and I'm going to use Lingonberries. I cannot tell you how stoked I was to find this at my local grocery store because I did not think that it was going to be there. If you're going to the grocery store to try and find this, I would recommend looking in the international food aisle. That's where I found it. Unless you live in Sweden, then I would just go to your local Lingonberry dealer. I just assume that you have a Lingonberry dealer in Sweden. Now, one thing to note, the more fruit that you put into this mixture, the softer that this popsicle is gonna be. That's the kind of popsicle that I like. Now, if you wanted something that was less soft and more like a frozen ice popsicle, I would put less fruit in it or no fruit at all. I'm using Greek yogurt, but I suppose you could use whatever yogurt you like. Again, I don't really have an exact amount here. We're just kind of going with it. I'm gonna put 4 scoops. For the Lingonberries, I'm probably gonna put a decent amount in there as well. Now I will say that these powders tend not to have any sugar in them. They have artificial sugar, but yogurt and fruit definitely have sugar. So if you're trying to avoid sugar, maybe don't use as much of this or just don't make a popsicle, period. I suppose you could probably find some sort of sugar-free yogurt and sugar-free fruit. I don't know. Now, when you blend this, air is going to be introduced into this mixture, and what I found was that that excess of air caused this foamy, frothy top, and it was a problem when I was putting it into my actual popsicle molds. So what I would suggest maybe is doing a low blend and kind of pulsing it instead of doing just a straight blend. Not to mention, I don't want to puree all that fruit. I still want there to be fruit chunks in it because I think that they taste better. So I'm just going to do low and slow. I told you I'm a professional at this. This particular mold came with this cool little collapsible funnel, and it's definitely helpful when you're trying to get this mixture into the molds. It looks like a smoothie. All right. I'm actually gonna make 2 of these because I know that I'm gonna take pictures of one of them later. I definitely found that 1 serving of whatever drink you decide to make is probably gonna be more than enough for most of these. This is how much I have left, and I think that I'd probably be able to fill the rest of the 4 molds if I stuck to this one. But because I'm gonna be making different flavors, I'm probably gonna toss this out. So if you're making this, don't make any more than 1 serving at a time. Also, if you're making this, the caffeine content is gonna be less, right? So 150 milligrams is in each scoop of G Fuel, and I used 1 scoop in this. So if you use math, each popsicle is probably gonna have 1/6 of the amount of caffeine. I'm not gonna do that math right now, but that would probably be about, bing, this much. I don't know, I'm gonna put that later. All right, now that I'm done with that one, I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest of them, and I'll show you the things that I put into each one. They're basically ingredients that I thought complemented the flavor of the drink pretty well. For the G Fuel Fazeberry, I mixed in 4 scoops of mixed berry yogurt and some forest berry preserves. For the Sneak Tropkilla, which is a pineapple coconut-like flavor, I used 4 scoops of coconut yogurt and some shredded coconut. For the Sneak Sour Apple, I used 2 scoops of vanilla yogurt and 2 scoops of lemon yogurt. No fruit this time. Once you've finished your mixtures, pour them into the molds and close them up. Then put them in the freezer for about 6 to 7 hours. You can put them in longer if you want to do it overnight. Now, if this was a professional food YouTube channel, I probably would have thought about buying 2 molds and then having 1 in the freezer that was already ready. But I'm actually gonna have to put this in the freezer and wait 7 hours. So I'll see you then. Could you imagine if I dropped them? Okay, I'm back. Except it hasn't actually been 6 to 7 hours. Remember that part where I said this is all gonna be kind of, I don't know, not specific? Well, it's actually only been 4.5 hours, and I'm pretty sure these popsicles are done. In fact, I'd even say that you don't have to do 4.5 hours or 6 to 7. I think 4 would have been fine. So I'm gonna take these out. I think they're pretty much done. If you're making these at home, I would say just check on them every once in a while because they might be done well before 4 hours. I don't know. I will say that they look pretty good. These were the 2 Pewdiepie Lingonberry ones. These were the 2 Sneak Tropkilla ones. This is the G Fuel Fazeberry one, and this is the Sneak Sour Apple. And they both look pretty good. So let's try them. Okay, so the first one that I'm gonna try is the Pewdiepie flavor from G Fuel. Now, these are kind of annoying to get out, but you just kind of have to wiggle them until they slide out without breaking. It looks pretty good. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. It looks like a popsicle, I don't know. That's pretty good. The flavor of the actual G Fuel is pretty strong. It's pretty noticeable. And I think that the berries really accentuated it. But then it has a tartness that I guess I didn't totally expect, but I would say that that's definitely from the yogurt. Like I said before, I use Greek strain yogurt, and that tends to be more tart than your typical sugary yogurt. So that's probably why. I wouldn't buy G Fuel or Sneak or any of these gamer powders just to make this, but if you have some and you don't mind using 1 serving for it, I would definitely recommend this. If I was out and it was a hot day, this would be amazing. Or if I'm just in the house. I mentioned this in my Titan chair review video, but when I stream, it gets so hot in that room from the computer and the window being down and all the lights and stuff. And I would love to eat one of these while it was hot in that room. Okay, let's try the other flavors. Next up, I'm gonna try this Sneak Tropkilla one. Now this one we did with coconut yogurt and coconut shreds. I thought that those flavors would really accentuate, that's my cat. I thought these flavors would really accentuate the flavor of the drink already, which is kind of a coconut pineapple drink. So we'll see if I was right or if I was wrong. Like I said, it looks like that coconut kind of settled at the top, strangely enough. If it was gonna settle, I would have thought that it would have sank down, but I guess it was lighter than the mixture that we put it in. That is really good. I think I might like this one more, I don't know. This one has a really strong coconut flavor, which makes sense because the powder has coconut flavors, the yogurt, the actual coconut shreds, but this tastes like a pina colada. I would say that the overall flavor of this one is really good. I'm really curious what it's gonna taste like once I get to the coconut shreds at the bottom, and I can kind of see in the light that there was some coconut that stayed at the top, but definitely the majority of it settled to the bottom if I'm holding it like this, but top the way that it was in the actual mold. Yeah, that was really good. Next up is gonna be this Fuel Fazeberry. ASMR popsicle time. Ooh, I think they're starting to melt a little bit. Okay, this one has a strong flavor up front and then it kind of dissipates. It's not bad, but I do think this is probably the weakest of the three. It is softer than the other two, which I like because I kind of just like biting through my popsicles because apparently I'm a psychopath, but not bad, not bad. Not my favorite one. I think that's the weakest of the three. Okay, now, I love this Sneak Sour Apple flavor. I did a review on it recently, which you might have seen. If you haven't, go check that out, right? In that video, I don't think I had enough time to really sit with the flavor because my first impression was like, this is good, but it's not my favorite. Now, after drinking so much of it, I would say that the Sneak Sour Apple flavor is in my top 3 of Sneak flavors. I think it goes blue raspberry, Tropkilla, and then sour apple. But I don't think that this one is going to be very good. And the reason I say that is because I didn't put any fruit in this one. The other ones got the Lingonberry or the coconut or the forest jam, forest preserves. This one just got 2 different types of yogurt. And when I did something like this in my test for this, I thought that it came out too frozen. It almost just felt like an ice cube, which I don't know, if you like popsicles like that, maybe you prefer that. But it didn't have that soft texture kind of like this one did. And so I'm kind of thinking that this one is not, oh, okay, so it looks very solid. I think this looks really cool. The green with the black, I like that contrast. It kind of looks like I froze some radiator fluid. This one smells really good. It's definitely the most pleasing one to look at, but I think it's gonna be like an ice cube. Very surprising. Oh, it's so sour. I mean, it's in the name. This one really surprises me. This one has a really good sour. I think this one transferred the flavor of the drink the best, actually, because this tastes like drinking that Sneak Sour Apple flavor. The other ones, the flavor of it kind of got lost in all the other things that I added to it, while still, you know, maintaining the main flavor of the particular drink that I use. But this one definitely just tastes like a frozen version of that drink. So, okay, that was interesting. I didn't expect that. I can definitely taste the lemon yogurt that I put in there, and I think it complements the sour apple well. What a good idea I had. All right, if I had to grade these, I think I would say Fuel Pewdiepie first, then a tie between Sneak Tropkilla and Sneak Sour Apple, and then Fuel Fazeberry coming in last. Not to say that this one is bad, I just like these more. I think they're all good in different ways. I don't know, I could be biased because they're like my little popsicle babies, but I'm pretty pleased with this. I hope that you enjoy them if you decide to make them. If you do decide to make them, let me know in the comments and let me know which ones you're gonna make and your recipe, and I'll try it. I'll definitely, if you give me one of these recipes, I'll try it out and I'll let you know what I think, if I have the flavor. This video was a lot of fun to make, and it was totally different from what I normally do, and that's kind of the point. I've been wanting to make some content on this channel that isn't just me yelling at you, telling you to stretch and exercise. I kind of wanted to do some stuff that's just fun to watch and entertaining. So if you like this, let me know in the comments. If you didn't like this, then just don't say anything to me at all. Just lie to me, please. Just tell me it was funny. If there's other products that you'd like to see me try out or other types of videos that you'd like to see, well, then let me know in the comments below, because I love making these videos and I want to make content that you want to watch. When I started this channel at the beginning of the year, my goal for 2020 was to become partnered by YouTube or get my channel monetized. And if you didn't know, to do that, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the last year. And I'm proud to say that because of all of you who have subscribed and liked and watched and shared the video and stopped by the stream to tell me what's up and let me know that you're enjoying the content, we finally hit that mark 6 months into the year. I gotta get a new goal or something. And I'm just so thankful for all the support that all of you have shown me. I really appreciate it, and I wanna thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for coming along with me, and there's just more to come. I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. So if you like this video, then subscribe. If you're new here, subscribe, and if you didn't like the video, subscribe so you can just keep watching until I make something that you do like. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Peace. Say hello, hon.